Hi guys, Woodbye here, and we are going to go over the Legendary Void Venus. My clan member B-Rect has been kind enough to let us review his account because he has a Venus. I'm extremely lucky. I've been playing for months and months and have not landed Venus. Everyone would like to have her for clan boss and pretty much every other content. So in the tier list that I'm currently putting together for legendaries, I don't have a legendaries tier list out currently, but when I do, she's going to be SS tier. Across the board, she excels in just about every content in the game. I think Fire Knight and Campaign was kind of the only ones that I didn't rank her SS tier, but everything else, phenomenal. We'll go over her skills, and I'll kind of explain why she excels in certain content. If you do have her in Clan Boss, I did steal a picture. It's an old video from Kizzle reviewing a Clan Boss strategy with Mr. P. And if you look in the bottom left, you can see Kizzle's forehead there. Kizzle, we miss you. Please come back. But this is an Ultra Nightmare run, defensive-based counterattacks. And if you look, Venus just is phenomenal. Not only does she do a lot of damage in this picture, but she has a lot of support as well that has got this team to 35 million Ultra Nightmare. So for the Masteries, I never like to have a cookie cutter, this is how you have to set up a champion, just because there's so many different ways that you can build a champion and have certain compositions of teams. But this is kind of my ideal clan boss focused speed comp counterattack team. I think B-Rect has very similar to this. We'll kind of go over and what he has a little differently and kind of explain that. But again, don't follow any mastery just step by step. Figure out what works best for you, because you might have to tailor it a little differently to the content that you're running or the champion compositions. So let's just go in here and take a look. Wrong button there. Let's see how he has her built. So he has her on lifesteal, excellent choice. So clan boss, if you don't have great healers, you're probably gonna have lifesteal on all your champions. There's not a lot of builds that I see out there that don't have lifesteal. But if you do have good healers, stalwarts, you can always use. So he has lifesteal. It looks like, let's see overall stats here. He is 179, so he's set up for Nightmare currently. Speed comp for counterattack team. Good defense here. He'll probably eventually bump that up to maybe a little under 4,000. Good hit points, good accuracy there. I saw on the banner he has a little more accuracy, that he can level up a banner to get some more accuracy. But great setup here. Your main priorities are going to be, if you're clan boss speed comp counterattack team, you first want to get your speed in line, because when we're going to talk about her A1 that has poisons, you don't want to miss those counterattacks. Accuracy is very important. If you don't have the accuracy, you're not going to land some poisons, some debuffs. So you want to make sure you get that. And after that, just survivability. Make sure she has some defense, hit points, and she'll be good to go in your clan boss and any other dungeons that you run. So for the skills, her A1 hits 2 times, and each time it has a 50% chance to land a 5% poison. This is fantastic. If you can get an A1 that has a 5% poison on it, they are going to do a lot of damage in clan boss. And this one has 2 chances to land it. So great potential for a lot of damage on clan boss. If you talk about level 20 dragons, the dragon has a lot of hit points, so poisons are going to tick pretty hard on him, as well as Spider. Spider has a lot of hit points. I do like to run poisons and level 20 golems, because you have that potential to pass those hit point thresholds for one of his skills to revive and do AoEs. So great skill here. I like it. The A2 is an AoE, and if you get it booked, it's a 100% chance to land the big version of decreased defense and weaken for 2 turns. And with certain masteries, you can get this potential to get 3 turns, so no cooldown on that. Clan Boss, you need decreased defense and you need weaken, because you're going to proc certain masteries that are going to hit really hard, and if you don't have these debuffs on there, you're going to miss out on a lot of damage. Other than Clan Boss, this skill here is all around. Every content, you're going to want this debuff, especially when it's AoE, you're going to want this. So it's going to have a lot of potential to carry your teams. For the A3, it is also an AoE, and it has a 75% chance when booked up to place a hit point burn for 2 turns. It's a 4-turn cooldown when you have it booked out. That's okay though. This is phenomenal in spiders. An AoE hit point burn, every time those spiders, the little spiders, take a turn, it's going to proc this. And it usually, I don't know about weekend, I can't remember, but usually for me it procs around 100 and it could be around 140,000 per tick. So that can be a lot of damage on the spider. I was told that for the Clan Boss, she does not use this skill. She uses her A1, which is good. We would rather have 2 chances to land 5% poisons versus a hit point burn on the Clan Boss. So hopefully that's true. If it is, I like that setup, because you're going to run auto on Clan Bosses, and you'd rather have the A1 than this hit point burn. She does have another skill here when paired up with Cupidus. She has a pretty strong skill here, so it removes all buffs from all allies, and she has a 50% chance to take an extra turn. This is a strong skill. I've seen it in play in Arena, but I generally, even if I had Cupidus and Venus, I probably wouldn't run them together. But it is a really strong skill though. For the aura, it's a 33% hit points in all battles. That's a pretty good aura. I kind of favor the defense more auras, but you know, a 33% hit point one is still good. So let's take a look at his masteries and see what he has set up here. So we'll go over the support first, because I know my camera always blocks the offense side. So for the support, he's went down, got some accuracy here. He has stayed away from the turn meter increases, which is good, because anytime you're speed tuned and you're a counterattack team, you don't want these cooldown reductions, because they're going to throw off your team and you're going to miss out on a lot of damage. So he's skipped those. He's got Laura still here. I like this if you can't get enough speed but for your artifacts. I like this just to make sure that you get the right speed you need for Clan Boss. But for him, I think personally, since he's not struggling on speed currently, and I think I don't think he had an actual speed set. I would rather get Evil Eye, just because I saw he used Venus in pretty much every content, and Evil Eye is fantastic just about everywhere. So I think I'd rather have Evil Eye just for the turn meter reductions. And then Sniper, get an extra 5% chance to land the debuffs, especially when we look at that A1 as 2 times chance to get a 5% poison. You want that to hit as much as possible, so an extra 5% goes a long ways. And then this, not only is it going to help extend her poisons, but we're talking about that A2 that has the decreased defense and weaken AoE. So if you can get this to proc, there's no cooldown on that, and that's going to get you a lot more damage in Clan Boss and a lot of other content in the game. So for the offensive tree here, let's see what he has. So he went down and got crit rate and crit damage, and then this slide down here is pretty standard for a Clan Boss setup, because it's going to focus on doing more damage. So anytime, you know, higher max HP, you're going to do more damage. you're going to do more damage on your default A1 skill, and it's going to stack up to 10%. So a lot of these here are meant for clan boss to get a little extra damage, especially when you have counterattack. It's going to help out quite a bit. And then he went down and got War Master because Venus's A1 doesn't hit. The A1 doesn't hit 3 times or more. You want to get War Master. If it did hit 3 times or more, we would go ahead and get Giant Slayer. But I like the setup here. It looks like there's a chance for a skill cooldown reduction here. This is really good for trash waves and stuff. If he wanted to keep the Laura still, which it doesn't look like he needs currently, but if he wanted to keep that, I might favor the Evil Eye more than the Cycle of Violence for the cooldown here. But yeah, fantastic setup. And let's go ahead and run through level 20 spiders and see how she performs with the setup that he has. And then we might, if it doesn't take too long, we might go through arena too. So for the spiders, I'm more or less looking for the hit point burn and the debuffs. So we'll see what he has set up here. So he has 2 cold hearts, gonna proc the A3 that hits really hard. So her decreased defense and weaken are gonna make cold hearts A3 probably hit for, I don't know, 1.5, around 1.5 to 1.7 million hit points, if she can land those. Then it looks like she got some sustainability here. So okay, so he has 2 cold hearts. He has the AoE decreased defense and weaken from Venus. She's probably going to pop that up first, and then hopefully with those debuffs, these cold hearts can do a lot of damage whenever they do their A3. It does look like he has a lot of AoE damage going on right now, which is kind of unfortunate because, and maybe it's because, looks like this guy is dying pretty quick, but the longer you can keep these Spiderlings alive with the hit point burns, the more damage that's going to do per tick. So that's probably why those look like the Heartseeker 1.6 million. So 1.6 million is because of that decreased defense and the weaken on there. If you didn't have both those debuffs, my guess is you probably would be doing about 900,000 with that A3 on Cold Hearts. So definitely helps out a lot from her A2. I think her hit point burn would be more useful if we could keep these Spiderlings alive a little more, because that spider would be dead by now. The only problem is surviving a little longer, I think, because our mage and our cold heart went down pretty fast. So there we go. Okay, so we killed it barely. Venus definitely played a big part in this because our cold hearts did a lot of damage on their A3s because of her debuffs. I think personally, if I had this, it would be nice to get maybe if we're going to use him as tanking, get his resistance up maybe. That way he's not getting all those poisons. But other than that, fantastic little setup here. Probably eventually he'll work on a little less AoE damage, get those hit point burns, but survive not to kill these guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at arena just real quick and wrap it up here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just pick one here. They got a martyr. So Arbiter, Rosin, Alton, and Venus. So my guess is he's using Rosin for the turn meter decrease, because other than that, he has an A2 that kind of has a single attack, which she does an AoE for decreased defense and weaken. So I'm guessing this is the cooldown. But let's just put on auto and see what they do here. hopefully she gets that debuff on real quick for everyone else. Yep, there we go. So Alton, he's going to come in, hit pretty hard. Unfortunately, we got Skull Crusher with Unkillable, but that's okay. We're hammering down there. Alton's doing a lot of damage. So it looks like this one is going to be pretty straightforward. So she just changed that. Okay, so that was pretty easy. Venus got those debuffs on. Alton came in there and swept up. Rosin got the turn meter decrease. So not too bad there, but yeah, so Venus can get you through a lot of different content if you're lucky enough to pull her. You know, with the skills that she has, you know, you can definitely build her up for Ultra Nightmare like we saw for that 35 million damage. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and congrats if you have her. I'll see you guys later. Thank you.